Race against time to recover the crew and cargo of a downed rebel ship before the Imperials beat you to it.
Hey everyone, it's Will and welcome back to our lore and let's play series, although frankly I don't have any lore for you this week. This level happens on an unnamed planet and there wasn't anything about what the crew of the Nonnah had stolen. So I figured without anything to talk about and where we're playing one of my favorite levels, I'd talk about my relationship to Star Wars and the fandom.
Rogue Squadron, this is General Riken. A rebel ship called the Nonnah recently crashed somewhere in this vicinity. It was carrying a team of rebel soldiers and stolen Imperial equipment. You must find them before the Imperials do.
I'm picking up multiple signals. Times and coming in fast.
I'm in my 30s and my love of Star Wars and interest has sort of been an on and off again relationship. As a kid, I loved playing the video games, I loved reading the books, I was so into the universe and couldn't wait for Phantom Menace and then Attack of the Clones. But when Revenge of the Sith came out, I was going into high school, I was 15. I had to be cool and like adult things. Well, I mostly walked away from it. If a friend said, hey, I haven't seen Star Wars, I'd try and say, let's watch it, I just need an excuse to watch these movies. If I'd see something at a yard sale, I might consider picking it up. On occasion, I'd still read the Rogue Squadron books, but mostly it was this thing that was a part of my childhood, a big part of my childhood that I like to reminisce about with my friends. Like one of my best friends from university, we met and connected over how much we loved Rogue Squadron. Gone were the days, really, of collecting the Attack of the Clones cards with my brother, or spending all night playing X-Wing Alliance. When The Force Awakens came out, I wasn't excited. I wasn't hyped. I saw the trailer. I wanted to see the Millennium Falcon on the big screen again, but I hadn't circled the date on the calendar. I wasn't theorizing with my friends, trying to guess what J.J. Abrams was going to do. I didn't buy tickets. Thinking about Force Awakens and my Star Wars love, I think that's kind of the strangest thing, is the fact that I didn't go out of my way. I wasn't at the theater that night. I hadn't pre-purchased my tickets, decided what seat it would be at beforehand. I was living in Toronto and bought a late night ticket for a creepy theater in the Beaches. And I left that night, not really thinking anything particularly strong about the movie. It felt like A New Hope. It had Star Wars, it had Jedi, bad guys, red lightsabers, blue, but it didn't blow me away. It wasn't until I started my grad program and was living in St. John's that I realized I love Star Wars still. One night after some long seminar courses and paper writing, I put on Phantom Menace and forgot how much fun it was. Suddenly I was picking up books with the new canon and trying to catch up on everything that I've been missing. I found a couple discount toys at the Dollarama and started collecting again. Then I met my wife, who hadn't been the biggest fan of Star Wars. Yes, she'd seen Sith in theaters and had watched the movies, but it wasn't as important to her as it had been for me. So, before the release of The Last Jedi, I sat her down and we watched everything from Phantom Menace to Rogue One, and then from Rogue One to The Force Awakens. Through work, I had gotten tickets to a premiere event for The Last Jedi. We went, and honestly, once again, I didn't love the movie. It didn't blow me away. But on our way home, we talked about the movie, both as a text and what it was saying, and the conversation also really turned me around. Now, I have The Last Jedi as probably my favorite Star Wars. This is a long and roundabout way of saying my relationship to Star Wars isn't something that's been set in stone since I was a kid. It's not something that I haven't walked away from and returned to, and I'm not an expert, or can pretend to be an expert on all the lore and background. But it is a fun story that I enjoy, and I do enjoy collecting Star Wars figures and books and sharing the things that I enjoy, and kind of having a chuckle sometimes at things that I find a little silly. There's also just the way I enjoy sometimes thinking about it like I did when I was a kid. I played Rogue Squadron in this level so many times, wondering what it was like for the crew scrambling out of the shuttle, wondering what planet or what had caused them to crash. Had it been TIE fighters attacking them? Had they hit an asteroid? And I think that's one of the reasons that so many people are drawn to Star Wars. There's characters that we can relate to. There's a place for imagination, and it's just fun. Something that allows our imagination to take flight, like this Lambda-class shuttle over the hill, is a positive.
The shuttle is away. Rogue Leader, get your squadron out of there.
And once again, we've helped some more rebels escape. Thank you for watching, and hope we see you next time. Until then, may the Force be with you.